Now that we've been able to enrich our understanding of our database by analysing further, we can look at how Mosaic can also be used to report on that data, and how you can start creating both simple and advanced dashboards. So what we're going to start doing now is getting some graphical visualizers, showing you how we can drag and drop them around the screen and really personalize your view for reporting. First thing we're going to do is create a pie chart, and I get presented by our wizard. The first thing I'm asked for is an x-axis, and for that we're going to choose the asset type. Now the y-axis, so I'm going to take our percentage sum. Now at this point I can simply click refresh using the Infoscape view, and my pie chart has been drawn. But this looks quite bland. So I go to our toggle, and I can start saying, well, I would really like this to have some labeling. I'd like to modify some of the properties. And here I get a number of different choices, such as 3D, background color, allowing zooming. When we're looking at large amounts of data, I can limit the number of records that come in, or I can set specific algorithms that will take the mean or the average of that data, so I don't need to point 100,000 points at the graph. I can label it, so for example here I can show a title, and here I can say amount invest in asset. I can comment this is Q1, Q2, Q3. I can label our x-axis, and as we know that's going to be the asset, and our y-axis, which is going to be dollars. I could add prefixes and suffixes, and I could also put optimization thresholds around the amount of data and warning systems that I want to pull through. I'm also going to choose a background color, and in this instance we're going to go with the blue. Again, I click refresh, and my graph's now been drawn. My title is here, my comment is here. Very simple. In the top right hand corner I have the opportunity to enable automatic updating. If I don't press that and I click into, for example, Forex, the graph stays as is and I have to manually refresh. However, if I click the automatic toggle, now when I refresh and I go into low net worth, Lloyd's, I can start redrawing this chart automatically. We've also designed Mosaic for ease of use. So again, simply by clicking on the menu toolbar here, I can drag and drop this pie chart anywhere on the screen. And for now I'm going to put it behind the main Infoscape. I can also change the name here to amount per asset, so that I can see it whilst it's being toggled. What we're going to do now is look at how you can use two different axes. In this case we're going to look at the column chart. Again, I have my wizard, and I'm being asked for an x-axis, asset, y-axis, and here I'm going to choose two. I'm going to choose the count per asset, and I'm going to choose the percentage sum. I'm also being asked for a z-axis, but we'll cover this off later on. So again, if I draw this chart straight away, as you can see it's drawn but doesn't really make much sense, because we both have whole numbers and percentage numbers on the same axis. So I go back to my toggle wizard. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to flip the axis of the percentage sum so it runs off a secondary y-axis, and simply just click on this and it will toggle the axis. I'm going to choose this to be a line chart. I'm going to ask for it to have a diamond marker and for it to be a dashed line, and we're going to choose green. Now I'm going to refresh it, but again, as you can see, it looks better, but we still have a problem. My dashed line is behind my columns. So I go back to the toggle, simply drag and drop the order, refresh, and now the chart is looking a lot better. What I can also do is set color coding. So by clicking this button here, I can select 3 colors of low, medium and high. I can choose my own medium ranges, or I can add an average. And this basically is a type of risk warning, or a type of performance warning, showing me which products are doing well, which are doing bad, and I can incorporate this into my chart. I can also add the labels. Again, I will redraw it, and as you can see, we've got 4 asset types which have good trade volumes and 2 which have poor. Again, I'm going to take this and place it behind my pie chart. Now what I'm going to do is actually show you how we can use this information and push it out to a data grid. So that, for example, we can look at individual trades by counterparts. Now this is called the tabular. So I select tabular, and what I'll do now is select the counterpart, select the amount and the product, and add those as my columns. If I draw that straight away, we'll get an Excel view. But what I want to do is start adding some more calculations. So for the amount, I want to know the sum, and for the product, I want to know the count. As you can see, we've got the count and we have the sum. But what I'm going to do now is drag and drop the column header. So now that we've actually classified this whole tabular report by our counterpart. And as you can see, with Bank of America, we have 207 products, totaling a lot of money. If I click this drop down menu, we can see each individual trade. Again, I could choose to label it by product, getting rid of counterpart. So I can look at all our various products and the sums invested in those. Now what I'm going to do is use these 3 visualizers to start creating a dashboard. I'm going to make all of them automatically updating. So I'm going to place my column chart back over here, resize the window, I'm going to get rid of our toolbar so I have more space, and one nice bit of functionality is hiding the data within the infoscape so that I can get more room to display my charts. So as we can see, we have 3 charts in our dashboard. And now what I can do is look at our quarter classification, and I can say, show me our trades and our business during Q1. And these all automatically read or show me that. So now we've got our dynamic dashboarding. so the information flow moving backwards and forwards. I can save the database at this point. So for example here, I'll save it to my desktop and I'll call it hedge fund dashboard 1. Now I'll close this dashboard down, bring back my toolbar, and I'll find hedge fund dashboard 1. This now loads the dashboard as and how I left it. So that you've created your own view which you can wake up to every morning. And again, as before, all the charts will automatically update to show you your independent counterparties, or your quarterly revenues, or whatever it is you want to see as a business user.